This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon.
So they're making a movie about Leviathan with The Rock in it. That's coming out next year.
He pushed a cart in front of a woman who was 6 months pregnant, and the cart hit her stomach. She called her son up to that supermarket. Oh my God. Hey, yo, the video is horrific. The boy may not make it.
2001, Mountain Dew released their classic Code Red flavor, you know, like big emergency, all hands on deck type of disaster, and also happens to be the official hospital code for an active fire. Well, 3 months after this release, the most devastating event of US history occurred on the 11th day of the 9th month of the year, September. I don't think the algorithm likes that word.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos, very smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say, some of y'all did ask me, y'all do want to hop on 2K with me. Search IamQueHeff or search Collective Hoops. You will find it. It'll be right under my name, IamQueHeff. And I'll go ahead and accept y'all, man. They'll show me as the president of the team if y'all want to run. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
All 4 of these, I want y'all to remember these faces, because these was the that had a bunker in Alabama filled with kids. At least 6 kids aging from 3 to 10 years old was taken to this bunker, and investigators say that there are multiple suspects accused of paying to use these children. Now, allegedly, they claim that the kids was being held down here against their will. Like, I really hope they throw the book at these motherfuckers. 3 of the 4 suspects are being held on multiple counts of first-degree human trafficking. 2 out of the 4 gentlemen are being held on multiple counts against kidnapping. I really hope they throw the book at these motherfuckers. Now, under Alabama law, any suspect that is convicted of having a case with a minor 6 years or younger is automatically life in prison. Like, seriously, how could some mother do some shit like this?
Facts. Prayers to the kids and prayers to the families.
Bruh, what is going on in the skies right now? Because this ain't normal. Airlines all across the world just started canceling and delaying flights. All because a software update on one of the most common planes in the sky started acting weird, y'all. And get this, analysts think that the same computer glitch might have played a role in the JetBlue plane altitude suddenly dropping last month. Imagine you on a plane just chilling, relaxing, and all of a sudden the joint just nosedive or just drop out of nowhere, all because of a code update. Then the Airbus came out and said something completely even crazier. They are investigating and found signs of intense solar radiation may have corrupted data inside the flight control systems. So we talking solar radiation, like the sun is now messing with planes. Y'all remember them 2 blackouts? Now we having plane blackouts. I don't know what's happening, y'all. Between the radiation and the software glitches and a plane suddenly dropping altitude, all I'm gonna tell you, something is not adding up.
Hey, I gotta tell y'all real quick. So y'all know it's been foggy in California, like, for the last 14 days, man. I seen that today. So for 14 days, we ain't seen the sun. Y'all know when you in a dark room, you wake up and you walk outside and the sun like beaming on your head, you get that little headache? Bro, I went outside to check the mail. I barely saw the sun starting to slightly try to come back. And I'm like, finally, I got hype, right? I got hype. I go outside, I could see the sun a little bit, like still through the fog, and it's kind of trying to creep through, like you can see it. Bro, why did I catch one of them headaches as if I've been in like a dark room for I don't know how long? It felt weird just seeing the sun again. That was crazy. I just thought I'd let y'all know that. I don't typically tell y'all too much about like stuff like that, but what's y'all thoughts, man? If you from California, have you experienced that too when you finally saw the sun after that long time frame without seeing it? Let me know.
California is supposed to get trillions of gallons of water fall from the sky, another atmospheric river. I told you all, if the ground is softened up enough from enough water, what's going to happen? Well, let's talk about it. If you follow me, you know what you're looking at, all right? You know what this is. You know who this is. You know that these dots are earthquakes, and this is the side where she feeds, all right? Running around to the neck. Let's check out the other earthquakes. Oh, would you look at there? Hold on, let's make it a little smaller for you here. All right. So, right up the body, where I told you it goes. All right. Look at it, California. Belly of the beast. I told you guys what that is.
And it's supposed to rain too.
Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my page. Tonight, guys, I'm going to tell you guys a story that has been long speculated for 30 years, basically. There's been a lot of rumors, a lot of lies, a lot of false narratives, but I'm going to clear it up directly from the horse's mouth. I'm going to tell you guys what Suge Knight himself said to me about Tupac's death, okay? I'm not going to take away any words, and I'm not going to add any words. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what Suge told me. Here we go. On the night in question, they saw the guys, Orlando Anderson and the guys who had tried to snatch the death row chain. They all jumped on the guy, beat him up in Vegas. You guys all saw that footage, right? Now, after that, Tupac and Suge got in the BMW and they began to head down the boulevard. As the shots rang out, right, Pac was jumping around, scrambling in the car, trying to get away from the line of fire. But when he realized he was hit, he started to get nervous. But Suge said that on the way to the hospital, they were laughing and joking with each other the whole way. Tupac was fully conscious, and Tupac said to Suge, "You're the one that needs the hospital. You're the one that got the bullet in your head." So he was fully conscious on the ride to the hospital. They were laughing, joking with each other, like I said. Now, here's where it gets tricky. At the hospital, they immediately rushed Pac into surgery. The word from the ER and the ER doctors was that Pac was expected to survive. They said, look, he might be missing one lung because one of his lungs got deflated, and I think a part of one of his fingers got shot off as well. So he was going to be fine, minus, one lung and a piece of a missing finger. That was pretty much it. They expected him to make a full recovery. All of a sudden, a day or so later, they're saying he's in his last moments and his family's paying their last respects. Check this out. Suge said for the first couple of days of Pac's hospital stay, his room was full of doctors and nurses coming in and out, checking on him, making sure he was good. He said, but on the last 2 days that Tupac was so-called alive, he said his hospital room was full of FBI members, police officers and FBI. Now, Suge said that he slept outside of Tupac's bedroom to make sure that nobody else came to finish the job, like to finish killing him or whatever. Suge and two of his friends slept outside of Tupac's room in hospital chairs, and those long chairs that fall down and you can put your feet up. They slept outside of Tupac's room for days. And they said, and I quote, they never brought a body out. Suge Knight told me out of his own mouth that he never saw a body come out of that hospital room. So how is it possible that Tupac could have died and been cremated within 24 hours of him so-called passing without a body leaving the hospital room? Suge said a body never left the hospital room. That's the honest to God truth. Suge believes that there was some kind of secret escape route in that hospital room, and they took Pac out of there in another way, like a secret way, and he believes that Pac is alive to this day. This is what Suge says. Again, you don't gotta believe me or Suge, but Suge was in the car with Pac when it happened and at the hospital with him. I think he might know a little something, right? I don't know. Get in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that it's possible that Tupac could still be alive? Because Suge believes he is.
The rocket ship hits the firmament and the firmament stops it. Ain't nobody been to the moon. Ain't nobody been outside this giant cage that we're trapped in. The firmament is real. This is why rocket ships take off and they start shooting at an angle. They'll scrape the firmament and they always land in the ocean. Then they shoot some grainy film that they were on the moon. It scraped the surface of the firmament, landed. That's all in one day. But the landing is like a week later. But that's when they show it. All the shit happened in one day.
The landing is the coming back.
There's no satellites out there either, nigga.
Yeah, because they ain't about to be out there floating.
There's no satellites.
You don't. Rockets, they have so many compartments that break off when you go. So how is the shit the same when it lands?
Yeah.
Same as it takes off.
Or even the satellite.
No, there's no satellites. They are hanging satellites in the firmament. This is our GPS system. Man, I hope that clip can stay in. He always get taken out.
Got these punk ass out here, y'all. In the zone.
I'm on my way to DJ, man. I done came. What the
zone.
They done lost their goddamn mind.
They want to die today. They want to die today.
Hey, man,
What's up,
get out
What's
here.
up,
Come
with
over here. We'll kill all of them.
What's up?
You can't do that. No. Yeah. Ain't nobody scared of you.
Why can't we all just get along, bro? Why did they feel like they need to come down to a certain area to make their presence felt? It just does not make any sense. I just wish the world could just, we all could just get along, bro. Like, our differences is what keep us divided, and this is what the hell they want, bro. So they could come in and enact what law? Shit don't make no sense, bro.
Now, I've been told y'all that our dreams are actually our reality. I've been told y'all that. When we dream, we go to different parallel worlds. We go to different dimensions when we dream. And this is why I said that this life that we're living right now, I think that this life is fake. Okay? This life is a simulation. And when we go off into a dream, when we fall asleep and we have all these dreams, that is our real lives that we're living. You ever been into a lucid dream and it felt like your dream was so real that you almost didn't want to wake up? And then as soon as you wake up, you realize that you're in hell? That's because your dreams are real. See, this life right here is just a simulation. It's fake. It's not real. This life right here was designed to make us be depressed, to make us be stressed out, to make us worry, to make us have all these emotions. But when we fall asleep and go off to a lucid dream, that is actually our real lives. I keep telling y'all that. I've been seeing so many content videos on my FYP with people talking about, well, it might be true and maybe our dreams are real. That's because it is. It is. Why do you think we dream every single night? Me, I have dreams every single night. I have good dreams, I have bad dreams. But I feel like all the dreams that we have are our actual lives. Like we're traveling through time. We are traveling through time every time we dream. I keep telling y'all that. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. If you are just now figuring out that you are traveling in time in your dreams, you're late. You're late. We travel in time every night we fall asleep and dream. That's it.
Who with her? Who against her?
So they have another update about 3i Atlas. And the shit I'm about to tell you is about to scare a lot of people. I'm about to say a lot of things without saying a lot of things because you know how TikTok platform is, but I'ma just need you to listen. So apparently during a recent interview on Cosmic Disclosure, a remote viewer named Sebastian Martin gave his insight on what he saw when he was assigned to view 3i Atlas. Now we all know what a remote viewer is. If you don't, I need you to look it up. But listen to this shit. Now remote viewing isn't new at all. It's documented in CIA research. But the shit he saw when he remote viewed was crazy. He said he saw an entire field of beings, millions of beings, preserved in a glass-like tube, floating in suspended animation. And here's where it starts sounding like one of those sci-fi movies. Martin said they wasn't just beings that were there. They were Draco reptilians. And if you've been down any rabbit hole, you know what Draco reptilians are. And check what else he said. He said CERN's Large Hadron Collider isn't just about smashing particles. He's saying that CERN might be using that to open up portals. Like we said before. Now this is where this shit takes a turn. During one of his sessions, he says that they had contact with these beings, these Draco reptilians. And their mission is to come back here for the star seeds. Y'all ain't just hear what I just said, right? The star seeds. Y'all do know who they say the star seeds are, right? This shit is about to get real scary. Now, everybody has been saying that 3i Atlas will be here roughly around November. But he's saying that 3i Atlas will be here around December 19th to be exact. And they're coming here in something very, very big. Bigger than we've probably ever seen in our whole entire life. But get this, he said it won't enter Earth. He said that what it'll do, it'll stop before it gets here and it will let out small probes. And those small probes will be filled with millions of Draco reptilians. Now, whether you believe this shit or not, whether this shit is real or not, this shit seems like it can be true. Think about all the shit that's been happening. Think about all the shit they've been seeing. They just said that humans are lined with alien DNA. Small traces of alien DNA. I just did a video about it. And like I always say, whatever they're speaking about now, they already knew about before. Do y'all think this shit is just a distraction? Or do you think this shit has a lot of validity? I need y'all to drop them aliens in the chat. This shit is crazy. I'm out.
This video is for entertainment purposes only. Watch until the end. These are some films reflecting CIA operations and declassified projects. Enemy of the State, 1998, starring Will Smith. So, the film portrays the NSA's extensive surveillance capabilities leading to public concern about governmental reach. Think Eric Snowden. He already told y'all, we're all screwed. None of you care. Nobody's going to do anything. Let's make some content out of it. Right? So, the impact on public perception. Following the film's release, NSA Director Michael Hayden, look it up, initiated a public relations campaign to address misconceptions about the agency's surveillance powers, control the narrative, control perception. Conspiracy theory, Julia Roberts, Mel Gibson, 1997, right? MK Ultra references. The character Dr. Jonas, portrayed by Patrick Stewart, claims to have led Project MK Ultra with the protagonist Jerry, Mel Gibson, depicted as a test subject. Watch this movie. I know it's old. Check it out. All right, real world parallels, or at least go look at some shorts on YouTube of this movie because they won't have it on TikTok like that. But check it out. Project MK Ultra was a CIA program that explored mind control techniques, including the use of LSD and hypnosis as documented declassified files. Okay, moving forward. The Good Shepherd, another good movie, another hit. So listen, depiction of CIA origins. This film offers a dramatized account of the CIA's formation and operations during the Cold War. Research it. CIA's response. CIA historians criticized the film for its inaccuracies, right? Particularly its portrayal of the agency's culture and motivations during that era. A lot of y'all know the Pentagon got their own film studio. Okay, so now insert controlled narrative. But again, this video is for entertainment purposes only. A lot of that is based in facts, but do your own research. I want to bring this video to a close, but this is Chase Brandon, okay? So in 1996, the CIA appointed Chase Brandon, that guy, okay, as a liaison to Hollywood, aiming to influence the portrayal of the agency in films and television. Controlled scripts, all right? Now, the CIA has been known to request changes to scripts to align with this desired image. For instance, in Meet the Parents, a scene originally depicted CIA torture manuals were altered to show photographs with dignitaries. All right, look that up, do your own research. This is all entertainment, but it's also heavily convoluted in facts. Go do your research. Just a theory on my end, but I feel like a lot of the times it's controlled narratives in public disclosure. But again, it's just entertainment.
Victor, Christina, Jeremy, we're going to the moon. When we get off the planet, we might come right back home. We might spend 3 or 4 days around Earth. We might go to the moon. That's where we want to go, but it is a test mission.
The 45 minutes that we're closest to the lunar surface are also going to be out of contact. We are going to have an LOS, in NASA terms, a loss of signal. And while we cannot talk to the planet and our friends that are even in space on the International Space Station, I would love it if the entire world, those 8 billion people Jeremy mentioned, could come together and just, be hoping and praying for us to get that acquisition of signal and be back in touch with everybody.
We might find nothing, but it's definitely worth looking. And now I'm totally bought in. And we're going to be like, I hope we don't make something up.
When you see numbers like Mach 39 at entry, when you see numbers like 38,000 miles, 250,000 miles, 5-6 million pounds on the pad, those are just insane numbers. Like, those are just not numbers that humans generally think about.
Oh my God! Wow!
We were flying in a sim yesterday and watching the miles click down. What did we say we were doing, like 5 or 7 miles?
7 miles a second.
Coming back to Earth. So these numbers just, you don't even comprehend. This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon.
What did you say? And when I look at the future, when we talk about what is our legacy, I want to look 100 or 200 years in the future. This is where I thought this might land wrong. I hope we're forgotten.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If we are forgotten, then Artemis has been successful. We have humans on Mars. We have humans out on the moons of Saturn. We are expanding in the solar system. We have... Maybe we've invented something that we never even dreamed of, and maybe we inspired some kids somewhere, and maybe that's our footnote. We inspired Susie or Johnny to do what they did. That would be magical. There are stressful moments and there are fun moments. There's a lot of laughter. And when you laugh in space to the point where you cry, tears of joy, they just stick right in your eyeballs. And I always thought that was hilarious.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I hope that's what we feel when we splash down on Artemis 2. And that will be a magical, I keep saying magical. That'll be a great moment.
Magic.
Look, man. If you didn't hear nothing he said when he said this is the first time humans will be on the moon, if you still think the damn world is a globe because of they asses, after what he just said, and then you go back and think about what Eddie Griffin said about how there's the firmament above us and we can't get out of here, is water? I mean, then he said they was in a sim and they're going to think about how it's going to be like, bro, y'all going to be in a fake ass pool with a green screen behind you, making it seem like you in outer space, like as if that shit exists. But if you disagree with me, it's all good. I still love you. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your opinions. I want to respect that. I know a lot of people in the world won't, but I will. So I'll respect your differences and opinions. So let me know what you're thinking. I want to hear it out.
You know what's crazy to me that I don't get? This is the crazy shit about shit in the world. This is the scary part. You got people that will fight the police over football. They will fight the police over a soccer match. They would tear the city up. You got people that will fight over a baseball game, over a hockey game, right? You got all these people that's willing to fight. They'll even fight for a tennis match. But you know what they won't fight for? They won't fight for your rights. All these hooligans, troublemakers, gangsters, they'll kill everybody. But they won't fight for their rights. You ever thought about that? Or is it just me?
It's true, but it's easy to do it the way they're doing it.
Greek gods, the Egyptian gods, all of them, they're all fallen angels and no one can tell me different. No one. At this point, I'm really realizing that everything comes full circle because like the more I'm learning, the more just my mind is blown. So we have been talking about the Book of Enoch on this channel and we've mainly been focusing on the part about the fallen angels coming down, procreating with mortal women, those mortal women making an offspring of ravenous giants. And when God sent the flood, the fallen angels were punished, the Nephilim alive in the sea and their disembodied spirits became demons and the women were cursed to the seas, right? We covered that. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Before we get into the tea any farther, make sure you guys follow my YouTube. So we've covered that part, right? But what we haven't spoken a lot about is certain kinds of relations with animals. Yeah. So in the Book of Enoch, it actually says that the fallen angels did these things. And honestly, that kind of makes me feel like that's where it originated from. Because y'all know some weirdos in this day and age still do that kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah. From this came half human and half animal creatures. So basically a mixing of DNA trying to create a whole new species. We've already covered on this channel that the Greek gods were actually fallen angels because in that time they brought down so much heavenly knowledge that the humans literally revered them as God. And those demigods that had a human parent and a heavenly parent were really the Nephilim and the other species that came about on the earth. Have y'all ever wondered where things like centaur and satyrs came from? Like, hello? It had to have come from somewhere, and Greek mythology is not the only place that this comes about. The Egyptian gods as well have a habit of being half animal and half human. But staying on Greek mythology, let's not forget about sirens, which actually are not mermaids in Greek mythology. They are half human, half bird, specifically women. So are y'all seeing the pattern here? It's definitely giving that it was so rampant in this time, and that would make sense as to why God had to flood the earth, because it was just so corrupt. Then that makes you think, okay, God flooded the earth, so things drowned, right? Everything drowned on the earth, but what about the things that lived in the sea? Like sirens, the mermaid kind. Throughout history, you can see so much proof of the existence of water spirit. For example, Mami Wata, which is a Caribbean and African water deity, has been around for as long as anyone can remember. That's because this all ties together, guys. It is so mind-blowing. Like, the deeper you get down the rabbit hole, you just never gonna leave. But I will tell you one thing, while you are digging, while you're learning more about the lore, make sure you don't get distracted and remember that the most important thing is Jesus. Don't do too much now. As always, y'all, make sure you like and follow and comment down below if y'all want me to dive into the connections within the Egyptian gods.
Y'all go run her up, man. Tell her I sent you.
The lady that made Group 7 did it to promote her song. What if the whole Group 7 narrative was a psyop on TikTok? What if TikTok, again, conspiracy entertainment, what if TikTok has some type of mind controlling elements? What if it's a psyop for their ego? Lame TikTokers think that they're actually celebrities, and then you see how some of these people talk to other people, right? You run away with it, right? Now, what if this Group 7 was a collective micro summoning for a collective spell cast, which works exactly because now her song is known by everybody. I want you to think about that. I'm gone.
I ain't gonna lie, it's a great feeling seeing all the gods and goddesses on this platform, spreading knowledge, spreading truth, uplifting one another. Think about how much of us is scattered amongst this realm. All of us collectively is what's helping this shift go on. This is why the sun is getting hotter. The sun is just going off of our energy. We're becoming too powerful. Every day somebody else is becoming awoken by coming across my videos, your video. This is what it's all about. Something that I realized is when somebody's ready, the information will be presented to them. It's just about if they're open to receiving it or not. Ever since C19 happened, there's so much information that's been going around. There's no way that people don't know about spirituality and going within themselves to heal and to really ascend out of this matrix. The only way out is in. So at this point, if you're not receptive to the knowledge, that's your choice. You're just being oblivious to it. But the real ones know. So if you've been spreading truth and knowledge, keep going. We're rising. Spiritual Melly.
Hey, that's facts though. Can't force nobody to wake up.
Tell you the story of why this jersey never made it to the public. Hi, my name is Chelsea. I worked for the Phoenix Suns for 5 years, and now I am suing them for discrimination, amongst other things. So after this jersey was said and done, the league looked at it and was basically like, absolutely not, this is cultural appropriation, and basically axed it. So the vice president runs to me and she's like, Chelsea, can you form a focus group of Latinos that can speak to this uniform so that we can send the feedback to the league and the league will let us move forward with the uniform? So I end up forming the focus group with the Latino Arts and Cultural Center, and the vice president of marketing takes her notes, sends it off to the league. 1 week later, the vice president of marketing sends this email. Graham, Chelsea, as you know, we do not have budget for an updated mural on the side of the arena. If we have the time and resources, let's explore if someone would like to create one for free, for exposure. Chelsea, thoughts on reconnecting with Elizabeth from the Latino Arts and Cultural Center? So you're telling me that you just exploited my Latino community to justify a uniform that is going to make you millions of dollars, but when it comes to paying them for their services and giving back to that same Latino community, you don't have any money, and you think that they should be able to do the work for free. And on top of that, you send the Mexican chick to go make the ask. Did I push back? Of course. I said it was, and I was like, I am not doing that. And of course, that made me look combative.
Damn. Should have known that was coming.
A man bought Alex Murdaugh's home and has new evidence suggesting that he didn't shoot his wife and child. So Hulu recently released this show about this southern man who killed his wife and child, and they had a lot of other shady stuff going on. That's a whole other video. It would take me forever to explain. The new owner of this $1 million estate in South Carolina is a man named Alex Blair. The shooting occurred in June of 2021. And Alex claims that he discovered a kennel door and window showing bullet holes. And this means that at least somebody at some point was hiding and shot through a window and a door. Now, the Murdaugh boys were known to go hunting, but I'm like, why would they shoot through the door and window? But also, Alec Murdaugh is crazy. Maybe Alec was hiding, and that's when he shot them, even though the reenactment doesn't make sense. This evidence was discovered when he was renovating the roof and barn door on the property. They're saying that the bullet holes didn't line up to where he was standing if he were to be the one who shot his wife and child. I don't really get this part, but this is what the residents said, that Alec Murdaugh was a big man. Now, he was like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. He was huge. And he was very heavy too. And that based on this, the bullets wouldn't have like gone there. And I don't really get that. Like, if I aim for a certain spot and I hit it, doesn't matter if I'm 5 foot or 6 foot, right? The resident said that maybe this is karma for other bad things that we know for a fact that Alec Murdaugh did, but he doesn't think that Alec actually unalived his family. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Lot to think about this case, but you let me know what you think in the comments and follow for more freaky.
There's a creator on here that made a video about her Bibles. She had a few sitting in front of her. And she said that she went down a rabbit hole and noticed that some of her Bibles didn't have a verse in it. I have 3 Bibles sitting in front of me right now, and they're all page marked, okay? The verse that she's referring to is Matthew 17:21. And the verse actually says in so many words that in order for you to heal yourself, now this is Jesus saying this, okay? Fasting and prayer. That's what the Bible verse says. It's Matthew 17:21. So I go through the 3 Bibles that I have. One is very old, 2 are slightly newer. Okay, this is the NIV. This is the newest Bible that I have. Okay, so we got Matthew 17. Let's pan over. Okay, 20. And would you look at that? Skips to 22. It doesn't even have a 21. See? It says 21. There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. It's in parentheses. Okay, that's the newest one. Okay, this is Holy Bible, another NIV. This one's older, though. This is the one where it's in red. If you don't know, red is what Jesus speaks, okay? So we're in Matthew. Let's go down to 17. Okay, it starts healing a boy with a demon. You go down. It's 20. Would you look at that? Skips to 22, okay? This is the oldest one I have. This is a KIV. Okay, here we are. I know it's small. This one has it. Matthew 17:21. Howbeit, this kind of goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Do you know how important that is? It's this small line. Think about what that verse is telling you. In order to heal, you need to pray and fast. And why out of the two Bibles is it not there? Go grab your Bibles right now. Go grab them and look and see if it's in there. I want answers. This is what hindered me years and years ago from reading the Bible, because it worried me that I would be reading something that was false. If people knew that, do you think there'd be as many sick people in the world? This makes me so angry. Now, I only grabbed the 3 that I had in my room. I have other Bibles in my basement. I'm going to go grab them and I'm going to make another video.
Why do y'all think that it was removed out of the Bible?
And I mean it, it gets really crazy. So again, this happened in Brazil. If you remember the first century about Nero being unalived and also having a statue built of himself, right? It's very symbolic of Rome falling. Rome is the current America. Again, if you know, you know. But this video is not made to explain to you guys why America is Rome. You can watch my older videos for that. It's to explain something much more severe. You ready to see what else happened in Brazil a couple weeks ago? Yes, the same exact Christ the Redeemer statue they're always using for blasphemy. Don't you see what's happening in America right now? America is falling. Rome is falling. And Jesus Christ himself is on the clouds. What does that tell you?
Man, they've been messing with us for way too long. I don't know if y'all heard, but apparently they don't want us planting those female trees because those female trees produce fruit. And that fruit makes us self-sustainable. And once you understand that, you see why gardening been going so viral. And people ain't been doing it for fun. They've been doing it because the system been slipping. Supermarket produce ain't producing, crops don't be tasting the same, and everything just feels engineered.
Look, Ya Rabbi, ignore anyone who watching this video without using my audio. Ya Rabbi, ignore anyone who watching this video without helping us and without sharing. While we are being exterminated here, I don't forgive anyone who skipped this video without helping us and without sharing. We are suffering with no food, no water, no life, no hospital. Where are the people of your humanity? Imagine all children are your children. We are very suffering. I need 3,000 people to use my audio to reach more people who are able to save us. Please, don't leave us alone. We really need you.
You ever been to the epicenter? A lot of activities take place there, much of which you probably wouldn't even hear about in the news. A lot of people that are in the Epperson Lagoon wish you knew what was actually happening there. There's a lot of people that look like you and me. And all those profiles that you see on there, you see that are taking place in the Epperson Lagoon in Florida, there's links there to help those people. Because it must be rough being in those waters. I know a lot of us are probably on a different side of TikTok, but I pray this reaches you because they need us too. Thank you.
Damn, that shit ain't even getting talked about.
Look. Wallahi, if you skip us, you kill us. And Allah will see who will skip this video without sharing and without using my audio. You can spend only 5 seconds if your time to will help me and my family. Just I need 3K people to use my voice to reach more people who are able to notice us. Please, we really need your help. Every details in your time.
Demons in Call of Duty and other video games, he'll just go in the games and walk up to a wall or a burnt car and take a screenshot, and there's a demon in it. And you'll go to the comments and some people are like, oh, I don't know how you can't see this, or you guys are and this, that, and the other. And it's like, some of them, I genuinely can't see it. But then, it is the most obvious thing in the world. So now I'm sitting here like, huh? They're demons in COD?
And they got them all through them games, bro.
We got some hot California news right off the press from yesterday. This is a good one. Possible aliens in Bakersfield. Okay, follow me here on this one. So, a possible UFO was escorted by federal vehicle, which is rising questions in Bakersfield. So, I briefly read this article, and it basically goes on to say that there was some unidentified object that landed. Federal agents just happened to be there and escorted this, whatever this was, UFO or vehicle or whatever, to an undisclosed location. So I guess here's my question. And this has always been my question when it comes to aliens. I'm not going to shit on Bakersfield because I know some people are from there and that's like their hometown, but I'm just going to tell you there's nothing going on there. It's in the middle of nowhere. Why are aliens always landing in the middle of nowhere where education is kind of low, it's predominantly white trash, and then these are the people that are left telling the story? I mean, even if you go back to like alien sightings all the way from the 80s, it's always the most white trash people that see this shit that like you really have a hard time believing. So California news today, there was a UFO landing. It was escorted by federal agents, which just happened to be in Bakersfield, and now lots of people in California are asking questions. So do we believe this? What the hell do we think this was? I mean, they've got pictures right here. I don't know if you guys can zoom in. You can't really see them that good, but aliens in Bakersfield. True or false?
So they making a movie about Leviathan with The Rock in it. That's coming out next year. I bet they figured, oh yeah, this is a good time to, make a movie about it since everybody been talking about it. And watch them probably show some stuff that, is actually true. That big old snake / dragon gotta be down there, man. I mean, if you ever heard of the Drake Passage and how, like, the water is going crazy there, like, don't people ever think about why it's going crazy there? Let alone the name. And the thing supposedly been asleep for a long time or in hibernation, and I think they like somewhat froze it to sleep. Well, the sun, has been getting hotter, with like the solar flares and stuff like that. And it's melting, some of the ice, down there around Antarctica. In other words, defrosting that thing. So this movie's supposed to come out, I guess, next year. We're gonna see what they put in it. And it better be good, too.
What if they froze it by using weather manipulation? And what if they use weather manipulation in order to fight and combat with things like that? But then they started using it on us. Don't that sound like some shit that would have... They designed something for some good. It got into the hands of the wrong people and they used it on the people. Just for entertainment. None of that was true.
Okay, I might have gone too deep on this one, but the Mountain Dew conspiracy is, you'll see. So apparently, every big marketing campaign they do for an upcoming new flavor coincides with a major world event, and it's never a good one. And the one they're dropping in 2025 might be a little concerning, because the names of their major flavors always seem to have a hidden message behind them. Take Mountain Dew Maui Burst, for example, which was released and preceded the wildfires we had in Maui back in 2023. Maui Burst. Which, by the way, those fires were also hella sketch to begin with, and a lot of rumors of foul play involved. Let me know if I should cover those some other time. Also, Mountain Dew, DEW, like direct energy weapons. Those lasers that shoot down from above and set things on fire. Okay, that part's a stretch, but these other flavors there's something else. Like Star Spangled Splash, which came out in 2024, the same year that bridge collapsed in Baltimore. You remember that? Where that container ship randomly crashed into a bridge and it just completely fell apart. Another kind of sketchy catastrophe. Well, the name of the bridge was the Francis Scott Key Bridge, named after the author of the American national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, Star Spangled Splash. In 2001, Mountain Dew released their classic Code Red flavor, like big emergency, all hands on deck type of disaster, and also happens to be the official hospital code for an active fire. Well, 3 months after this release, the most devastating event of US history occurred on the 11th day of the 9th month of the year, September. I don't think the algorithm likes that word. Of course, there were also many fires involved, ones that melted steel girders in perfect 45-degree angles, yet somehow left passports completely intact. The list goes on. I've got more flavors that'll blow your mind, and the one they're releasing this year might give us a glimpse of what's coming next. But why Mountain Dew of all drinks, the unofficial sports beverage of gamers and virgins? Well, the history of this drink is honestly just as shocking as what they used to put into Coca-Cola, if you know what I mean. Just have a look at the name, Mountain Dew. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably something like a scenic mountain landscape spotted with refreshing drops of morning dew Dew, right? That's exactly what their marketing team today would want you to picture, because they wouldn't want you to know the real story. The drink was originally invented by two brothers, Barney and Ali Hartman, in 1940 as a tangy citrus soda in the same category as tonic water. And they created it because they wanted a better mixer for their whiskey. And it sure did the job. According to them, when they mixed their new drink with whiskey, the resulting flavor tasted like moonshine, which is bootleg alcohol typically distilled illegally, popularized during the Prohibition era when booze was banned for 13 years. In fact, it tasted so much like it, they decided to name their new drink Mountain Dew, which was a popular slang term for moonshine in the 40s. Yup, Mountain Dew was originally made for mixing with whiskey and is named after illegally distributed alcohol. Like, imagine 30 years from now, they release a grape-flavored soda called Lean or Scissor. Despite its sketchy origins, Pepsi-Cola saw promise in the drink and bought the Mountain Dew brand in 1964, which largely expanded distribution across the United States and Canada. Pepsi still owns the drink today, and they've been involved in some pretty sketchy business themselves over the years, like the infamous Pepsi coup of Chile in 1970, where the chairman of Pepsi at the time worked with the head of the CIA to overthrow Chile's new socialist president. Yes, this actually happened. Apparently, this guy was a threat to the profits of Pepsi bottling factories in Chile, and so the company got involved and helped overthrow their government. Was this collab between Pepsi and the CIA the start of a much larger psyop that we see happening today? Because as the years went by, their marketing team continued releasing new flavors of the drink with some questionable names, like their popular Pitch Black flavor, which apparently coincided with the largest IT blackout ever back in 2024, the CrowdStrike outage. The one that affected 8.5 million Microsoft devices, with critical services and business operations being disrupted. Their Infinite Swirl flavor preceded the insane hurricane season that wouldn't end in Southeast America and featured multiple Category 5 hurricanes. Purple Thunder is another recent flavor that also happens to be the name of a classified anti-tank missile defense system experiment performed by the IDF over 22 years ago. The IDF, like the Israeli Defense Force. Is there a connection to something here? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. There's also the well-known Baja Blast, which was originally released in 2004, but we have seen bigger marketing pushes for it lately. Some tie it to the 2023 Ensenada shootout, which took the lives of 10 people in Baja, California, Mexico. Baja Blast? Yeah, okay, this one's kind of a stretch, I'll admit. But the newest flavor coming out in 2025 is Baja Midnight. And they're really pushing this one. It's almost kind of weird. Taco Bell hosted a full-ass press conference type event just to announce it, which will be exclusive to Taco Bell, but what could it possibly mean? Speculations are ranging anywhere from more global power outages and blackouts, like the Iberian Peninsula blackout we saw in Spain and Portugal at the end of April, to some big paranormal reveal, because, you know, midnight is so spooky. Or maybe even us hitting midnight on the doomsday clock, the one that scientists update every year telling us how close we are to nuclear apocalypse. Midnight. It's currently sitting at 89 seconds, the closest we've ever been in history. Perhaps Baja Midnight is alluding to the clock striking 12. Does Mountain Dew really know what's coming next, or is this just a huge viral marketing campaign with some pretty dark undertones?
They been right leading us to bullshit this time. I'm gonna go ahead and trust that they gonna lead us to some bullshit this time. I didn't know all that about, I didn't know that far as with Pepsi and the three-letter agency. I didn't know all that.
You remember when everybody was going through saying that Mountain Dew was foreshadowing what was going to happen next in the world? Like the fires with the beams down in Maui and stuff, dude. So check it out. Mountain Dew 2026. Mountain Dew Dirty, okay? The only thing I can think of is Mountain Dew Dirty. You don't want to know what I think. But here, I'm going to play you a clip real quick. And hopefully you can put two and two together. Guys. I don't know who is in the For You page right now or who this is reaching. But this needs to get blown up. This is, there is gas or something in the Grand River. Tons of it, tons of it. It goes all the way up the stream. There is gas. There's some kind of chemical in the river right now, guys. Tons of chemical in the river. I don't know what it is. Look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, this is the Grand River. Downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm not downtown.
What convinced me to listen to you guys and continue to look up more lake? Because at this point, you guys owe me compensation for how much I'm creeped out. So since I'm creeped out, you're going to be creeped out too, because baby, it's 1 a.m. We are going to be leaving the United States for this. Because if y'all thought the lakes in the United States are scary, let's Hold on. We are going to be talking about Lake Baikal. I'm not sure. All I know is that it's in Russia. Can I tell y'all, this lake in Russia had me scratching my head like, ain't no way. Let's talk about it. Did you guys know that Lake Baikal is more than 5,300 feet deep? That's deeper than the Grand Canyon. I'm trying to say that the bottom of that lake has never been seen by man or technology. That is how hard it is to get there, but there is evidence of entire ecosystems, advanced ecosystems at the bottom of that lake. Speaking of advanced ecosystems, y'all already know that on this channel we talk about how terrifying the ocean is. Really, every single large body of water is creepy. This is why I have thalassophobia at this point. Because why is it the Navy that always has the T? In the 1980s, the Soviet Navy sent out professional divers to see what was going on in that lake. They reported seeing 7 to 9 foot humanoid creatures that swam faster than any of their professional divers and professional technology. Y'all, they sent out divers to go try to capture these things. 3 of them literally exploded on impact. They tried to touch one of these things and they spontaneously combusted. There was a cosmonaut, Vladimir Kovalyonik, I think I'm saying that right, reported seeing massive glowing objects coming out of that lake. Many people have said that they've seen UFOs there. So many people have gone missing around this lake. Like, I'm talking about groups of people vanished. What is with bodies of water and people vanishing around them? Like at this point, I don't know. As always, y'all, make sure you like and follow and comment down below if we should keep this whole lake thing going, because I mean, I'm already losing sleep, so why not?
I bet you it's something living at the bottom of that thing, bro.
The whole time, this has been a humiliation ritual. And now the humiliation ritual is over. Now, he's gonna be a big star. Now, you finna see him get the fame and the fortune. Do what everybody was expecting him to do and what everybody was expecting him to be when he first got drafted after he came out of college. First, they had to initiate him. It's insane that a lot of y'all still don't be seeing what's going on. A lot of y'all still are blind when this stuff is right in front of y'all face. Do y'all not understand that this whole time they've been humiliating Shedeur Sanders? They've been trying to initiate him. They've been humiliating him ever since he left college. When have one of the top quarterbacks in college football not go drafted or get drafted in the 5th round? That's unheard of. Not only did they drop him all the way to the 5th round, when they finally did draft him, they wasn't giving him no playing time. That was to humiliate him. Handling it well. People were still supporting him. People were still rooting for him, right? Then they move him up to the 2nd string. Then when he's supposed to start, or when he's 2nd string, so he's supposed to get some playing time, they said he's injured, right? After they said he's injured, he still wasn't starting. But after the game last week, where the video is circulating all over the internet, humiliation, saying that he was wearing a thong during the game, and not only that, the cameras zoomed in on it. Everybody is talking about, oh, he had a thong on, humiliation. That's his initiation. And after he's been humiliated all over the internet, the way they wanted him to be humiliated the whole time, now he's named the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. Y'all gotta stop thinking that this stuff is just coincidence. Y'all gotta understand that with a lot of these celebrities, I'm not gonna say a lot of them, these celebrities, bro, that you see with all of this fame and this status and this money, and they are so big, right? They had to be humiliated. They had to do a ritual. They had to be initiated. They had to come into agreement with Satan to get this lifestyle. Stop being deceived, bro. This whole time, this was all a humiliation ritual. It was never about not being good enough to play. It was about him being initiated. Don't be deceived. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All glory to God. And you already know, Jesus Christ is Lord.
I keep telling y'all that my 4-year-old freaks me out. And this morning, whenever I was taking him to his babysitter's, he's just rambling in the back seat, and out of nowhere, he starts talking about how we have to get a very big boat because, his words, these are his words, the oceans are going to pull very, very back. And then there's going to be a great tsunami. And then he said that there will be a flood, the flood 2.0. And I was like, well, don't you think with us living in Kentucky that we're pretty, we're pretty far inland that we wouldn't have to worry about a tsunami. And he was like, did you not hear me? The world is going to flood. It's going to be the flood 2.0. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're fizz. We don't have a boat. So, yeah.
The tunnels are under the schools. The tunnels are under your homes. The tunnels are under hospitals, airports, hotels. We live above the dark system. The underground, it's all a lie. And it took me a very long time to be able to accept the fact that it's all a lie. But that was when I had everyone coming at me telling me that I was wrong, so I think it's going to be easier for people to get on board, jump on the bandwagon. Because if you can't see it, if you aren't starting to see it, well, I don't know what to tell you. No, if you're not seeing it, that means that you are a part of it, and that means that you are actively trying to deceive people into not seeing the truth. There's no way that you should not see the state of reality unless you are a deceiver yourself. And the fact that it happens underground, inside the earth, that is diabolical. Oh boy.
Some people say, like, y'all say God will never flood us again. But then when kids speak, I see some people be like, you gotta listen to kids because they just came from the spirit realm. So like they more tapped in than us humans. How do y'all feel about that? You know, like, I'm just asking questions. I'm just trying to get an understanding because I see people split and divided on what they believe. So I'm just trying to get an understanding so I can kind of get a gauge on what I'm going to say I believe. Feel me? Because it's like in one breath we say, well, we got to take the kids serious. But when kids say these things, numerous kids keep saying it. I see people shutting what the kids are saying down. So how can we always cherish what the kids are saying or believe them or hear them out, but then we shut them down when they say something that's hitting our belief system? But you got to remember, some of these kids don't have a belief system like we do because they can't even, some of these kids who saying these things can't even read the book, the Bible. They can't even read the Bible. So they don't even know. They're going off pure instinct, off what their soul is telling them. That's why that's my question. So how do you, say that how do you say side with the kids and then the kids speak up and then you say, oh no, but that's never going to happen because that's not what the Bible says. It's like, it's throwing me off. It's confusing me right now. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts. And again, do y'all think that's why they building all these bunkers? Because they think they can get away from whatever's coming or whatever they create or whatever is... Y'all get what I mean. Let me know y'all thoughts.
I keep telling y'all, these big companies are working overtime to bring every type of evil spirit there is into your home. So it's a game on this app that finds demons in Call of Duty. You heard what I just said? It's a gamer on this app that finds demons in places in Call of Duties that they shouldn't be. He'll be in a specific place in the game. He'll take a screenshot, zoom in on that screenshot, and what you will see is a demon. Mind you, it's a lot of people who notice these things. But why do you think they put those things in these games? If you know about the paranormal world, and you know about spiritual beings, you know that those demons in that game have access to your home once they're in your home. Mind you, I jumped down the rabbit hole. And if you hit that search bar, you'll see more demonic practices in COD. You'll see more demonic practices in other video games. I saw a video where it was saying that Call of Duty had more demonic items in their store. Something called Evil Eye. Then took it even further and they had something called a death mission. But look at the characters that they have on this death mission. Now you gotta ask yourself, why do they wanna harvest your children's energy? And I'm not gonna be the one to tell you. All you need to do is understand what type of energy your children have. Pay attention.
Hey, yo, they just this boy up real bad playing and shit. This is a YouTube prankster who be running around acting like he from a foreign country, pushing carts in front of people at supermarkets, where he pushed a cart in front of a woman who was 6 months pregnant and the cart hit her stomach. She called her son up to that supermarket. Oh my God. Hey, yo, the video is horrific. The boy may not make it. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? Y'all know this dude? He be all on YouTube, yo. Yo, people not out here stressed the out. I just did a video on Jason Stevenson, the individual who was stabbed in his neck and face for playing a joke on somebody. He was acting like, you know the joke where they come up and tap your phone and it sounds like a transaction? He told the man, thanks for the $45. The man stabbed him in his face and his neck. You can hit TikTok search engine and look up Jason Stevenson to see that video.
Okay, y'all, I really need to know, am I tripping, am I overreacting? Okay, so I don't know if y'all seen those two, the new AI thing, right? There's two videos that just really just kind of made me feel, I feel weird. Whitney Houston, she's talking about new dance moves, right? Kind of weird, crazy. The one that's really tripping me out is seeing Selena talk about that iPhone. If y'all have not seen the video, go look it up. Y'all, as somebody who's experienced both of their deaths, one in childhood and one while I was in college with Whitney Houston, I don't like the feeling I felt when I seen those videos, especially that Selena one. I remember when Selena was alive. I remember rodeo. I'm from Houston, so I remember these things. And seeing her talk about an iPhone it stopped me in my tracks. Like, am I tripping? Am I overreacting? Like, that's not weird to y'all? It's just, I don't know,
I've seen one with Pac and Nip, and I didn't like that, bro. It was weird.
This social media game is rigged. Listen to this shit. So I'm seeing video after video of people saying, if you block Oracle, your algorithm will reset. Your TikTok will reset. And me not believing, I'm like, nah, that shit ain't gonna work. Because remember, it was like, block Meta, block Facebook, block Mark Zuckerberg, shit like that. And I'm like, that shit won't work. Mind you, I go ahead and I block Oracle. First of all, let me start by saying this. On my research page, it was a lot of creators that I haven't seen in I don't know how long. My whole algorithm was twisted over there. I blocked Oracle and everything. When I say everything came back, I'm talking about everything. Now, and I heard somebody say when they blocked Oracle, their TikTok reset, logged them out their TikTok and everything. That didn't happen to me. But what I will say is everything that I was seeing before that was missing came back. Mind you, I am now seeing videos from 2-3 months ago.
The Green River levee in Kent just failed, and they just issued a flash flood warning for anyone downstream of the Kent levee. So if you are in the valley in Tukwila, Renton, or Kent, you need to make sure that you are not in the area.
Prayers to anybody where they snapped them levees, man. I seen y'all flooding in Washington. Y'all flooding all over the place, bro. It's gonna rain here for who knows how long. Fog is gone, but it's cloudy. I seen the sky. I seen the sun just slightly, but it's raining, and it's gonna keep raining for I don't know how long. So let's pray for us next. But I did want to say, on TikTok, there's a lot of creators I don't get to see no more. Demi, Toxic, Detta. It's so many creators, bro. Carla Elliott, like, just thinking about these names, like, damn, bro, I don't see none of these people no more. I don't see none of these people no more, bro. But and it's like, And I've even seen when y'all send me clips. If I choose them sometimes, I don't see these creators. And then there's times where y'all send me clips and y'all don't think y'all even see these creators because y'all don't even send me some of these clips no more. But y'all let me know, man. I love y'all collective. We made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you. I love y'all collective. And until I see everybody in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount.